This week, the Environment programme will be returning to the Salon de l'Agriculture that ended a few days ago, where organic was the special guest. Then we'll be going to the Pyrenees in the south of France and discovering new methods of organic cooking. We'll be saying that it's not that easy. And finally, we'll be flying to the region of Rabat in Morocco and meeting some young entrepreneurs who've decided to work with honey. Calf, Cow, Pig, the large annual gathering of farmers once again brought joy to the young and old. A record number of 670,000 people went to admire the crème de la crème of French breeding. This year, the Salon de l'Agriculture was all about organic, and in particular about food education. Chefs were present to animate children's workshops. Out with the chips, in with the fruit and veg. The aim of many of the show's workshops was to give the children a taste for gastronomy and especially good regional produce. Today, more than ever, preventing childhood obesity is the key issue of the French public health policy. Something that some don't necessarily look upon favourably. 8 parents out of 10 would like their children to eat organic at the school canteen, according to a questionnaire published in France on the 9th of February. The Grenelle Environment Forum does in fact plan to have 20% organic produce served in institutional catering between now and 2012. But with only 2% of land in sustainable farming, this could be a problem. Another constraint, the cooks need to rethink everything. In scarcely 3 years, the challenge is huge. In this canteen at the foot of the Pyrenees, we're already in 2012. Here, the meal is 100% organic, whereas we've only reached 0.5% in the rest of the country. Another particularity of this establishment is that the dishes are prepared by trainee chefs, under the watchful eye of Pascal Lachaud, the teaching chef. The trainees already work in institutional catering, but cooking organic needs to be learned. New techniques, new inspiration, here they're discovering the recipes of tomorrow. The trainees have whizzed up a little barley gratin with squash and carrots. This meal is nutritious and rich. In addition, just to taste, we've made some small potato pancakes. Rule number 1, humility. Cooks who convert to organic must relearn cooking times. Last week, for example, we checked the rice. By that, I mean we measured exactly the quantity of water needed for the cereal. We measured the cooking time too, and this work is done meticulously by cooks, because when they're in their restaurant, if they have organic rice, of course it's interesting, but it's really sticky, and they could have a bad response from their guests. In 3 years' time, all cooks will have to revise their classic recipes, but also provide themselves with food differently, locally if possible, so as to limit transport and CO2 emissions. Not easy for Pascal Lachaud. In the region, organic farmers are in the minority. In the Hautes-Pyrénées, the Groupement d'Agriculture Biologique in 2004 set up a network which links farmers and institutional restaurants. It's the first of its kind. We help clients to plan their production. For example, we don't serve them one day for the next. There's a minimum 12-day delay so that we can order from the farmer who can make his cheese. We're not in the overproduction dynamic. We don't throw products away. We have to plan ahead. Last year, 3 new organic farms were created in the Hautes-Pyrénées. Today, there are now 55, but 200 are needed to provide for all the canteens in the department. As for the trainees, they've taken off their aprons. Between cooking times, it's the moment for theory. Nutrition lessons to discover all the hidden side of food and understand the choice of organic food. It's better for your health. The products contain less pesticides and they have more nutritious value, especially in terms of fibre, vitamins and minerals, with regards a higher percentage of dry matter compared to certain other products. But eating organic also means eating a balanced diet. So we need to learn to have a balanced menu and introduce organic produce, which is, after all, good quality. Pascal Lachaud gives cooking lessons all over France. Despite an increased demand and the pressure from the Grenelle Environment Forum, the future of this training is far from being assured. There's publicity and communication, but besides that, there's no financial means, and we must meet with the government here in the Midi-Pyrénées. If we're not given financial help, we'll have to close. That's how bad it is. It's catastrophic. It's paradoxical because organic canteens are planned for all of France. Without active support, the aim for 2012 is going to be difficult to fulfill. Armed with their agronomy diplomas and faced with a not-so-dynamic sector, these men have decided to create an association, and they've chosen to work in honey. In the area of Rabat, the capital of Morocco, these agronomists are making the most of their scientific knowledge. They aim to develop around 15 different honeys by mixing technical with traditional know-how. Financed by the government, the association is trying to fight unemployment, which affects 25% of young qualified people.